Hello everyone, Joanne with StampingInTheValley.com and welcome to my craft room. I just love this buffalo check. I made this card, I guess we could call it Alternative Stamp Set Weekend because this is made with this bulb punch. I saw this on Facebook and so I came up with my version of the flower. But this coordinates with the Making Christmas Bright stamp set right here. Okay, isn't that fun? But I made a flower out of it. I used this right here for my stem of my flower. So let's go ahead and get right to what we're going to do here. First, with the Stamparatus, as I said in the last video, I took everything out because I'm on red rubber. See right here, I don't have any foam or anything behind it. This piece is grid paper of 7 by 7. I made my marks here in the corners and I'm going to save this piece of paper because this is perfect for 5 1/4 by 4. Okay, and we're going to bring this right in here. Here's our piece of 5 1/4 by 4 regular Whisper White, and I don't need any magnets on it because it's perfectly cut for this. And if you were afraid, you know, that you wouldn't get a good stamp or something, you could always oversize the paper, then cut it back after it's stamped. But I seem to be doing quite well this way. The other thing that you could do is just put a little bit of snail on the back of this piece of paper, and it'll stick it right down here to the grid paper so it doesn't lift up. But I know with every piece of 5 1/4 by 4 on this grid paper, when I can line it up, you know, this way. I can put it in here, take my stamp, put it over top of it, pick it back up with my Stamparatus, and I have it, okay? So we're going to use one of my favorite, Lemon Lime Twist and Berry Burst. Now, I still have the old style ink pads. If you order ink, you will get the new style pads. So what you want to do is I put my stamp box underneath my lid here of my Stamparatus so I have a nice solid surface, because if you don't, let me show you the bounce that you get. Okay, you get like a little play in it right here. You'll get like a little bounce in it. Okay, and it's just nicer if you put that right there. It's more solid to get your ink on your stamp. Okay, so Lemon Lime Twist, and we're going to go ink to stamp. And we're just going to ink this up. Just like this. And kind of look over at your stamp and make sure that you don't have any blemishes, you know, or lines that are not covered. Make sure you're going tap, tap, you know, up and down. So I get it all over my ink, my ink all over my stamp. Okay, and then I'm going to bring it to the paper and I'm going to press. Just like that. With a background stamp, the Stamparatus is really, really fantastic to use. And I'm going to lift this up. And now it did come over here with my stamp. You see it? It's stuck to my stamp. So I just take my tweezers and I want to get a good bite on the paper and really peel it off so that you don't get any, and that come out perfect, guys. This came out perfect. So that, you know, get a nice hold of the paper so that the paper doesn't fall back into the ink and then you have a mess. Okay, so right there. Okay, beautiful. Now I will use my chamois to clean that off, but not right now. We'll just move this to the side. Okay, and this also. Now, let's see, where are we going next? Let me shut this. Let's go to our punch. And what we want to do is just take some Lemon Lime Twist. I have 3 of them here already from the last project when I was figuring out how many that we needed. Okay, and what you need is 8. So we don't punch out the little bottom part right here of the bulb, just the top. Okay, so that's 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Just like that. Okay? Great way to use up some scrap. Okay, we'll move this aside for right now. And then we're going to get Now here's where I have used this berry burst. Celebrate and happy birthday or thank you, whatever was on here. But I had this little piece right here. So of course I don't throw it out, which is perfect for my circle. See? That's why we always save paper, right guys? Now this is just about spent, you know? I don't know, there's still more paper on it. We'll see. We'll think about that. So, okay, now what you want to do with this is you want to get your snail, or you could use Tombow if you wanted to. And the first layer you want to put, I'm going to put my snail down here. I'm just going to use snail. You can even use glue dots, but I'll just use the snail for time purposes. And you want to put 4 of our punched out bulbs on this round. This is a 1-inch circle, okay? And get them like even to where they're even out here. You know, you've got the same amount of bulbs sticking out, just like that, okay? So right up in here, and you want to just come across from that one. Let's see, I had it on that side. I didn't know how many to cut, so I had cut an abundance of. Okay, just like that. So the first stage of your flower is going to look like this. And this one here can come in a little bit, I see. Okay, to where they're just about even, okay, just like that. Now the other ones you're going to put in this section that is not filled in yet. So what I did was I just added more snail onto the back of this, and then I just place these in the space. That's all. Makes a really cute little flower. We love the Christmas catalog, and I love doing Christmas things, but sometimes I'm not totally ready to dive, look at that, dive totally into Christmas. And look at the cute little flower we made. I will take my bone folder. Now you can put this on your card flat, or you can curl your flower here, and that's exactly what I'm going to do, is curl the petals. Now instead of bulbs, they're petals, so right there. There we are. Now, you can go in, like after you punch them, and ink around the edges, which would look fantastic, guys. It really, really would. But for the sake of time, we're just going to do it like this. Now, I have a Berry Burst card base here, and it is 11 by 4 1/4, scored at 5 1/2, just like that. So it opens like a book. And we're going to need an inside piece. So that inside piece right here is 4 3/4 by 3 1/2. Let me get my my foam mat, because we are on photopolymer. And what I did was I paired this with a big thank you right here. I say this in every video that I use this. I find myself going to this set a lot. I didn't think I would, honest to goodness. I really, really didn't. But I do. So I'm going to open my lemon lime twist. And then right down here, my Berry Burst. And I'm going to get, this is just, I love this, just lines. I think it's just a fantastic element in that stamp set. And I'm just going to put a line at the top and one at the bottom, just like that. And then I'm going to get this stamp that says, "You are the best," in Berry Burst, and I'm going to put that right in the center. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Let me get a Whisper White envelope, and I'm going to go ahead and do the outside of my envelope with my lemon lime twist and my lines. Plenty enough room for an address, a stamp, you know, a return address, the address and the stamp, and just a little something that, you know, when somebody gets something like this in the mail, as soon as they see it, it's like, oh, it's a Stampin' Up card. So that's awesome. Now what we're going to do is bring our base in here and our snail, and we want to go ahead and put our inside in here. Okay. And I always like a larger border on my inside piece. That's why I use the 4 3/4 by 3 1/2. I just like it to be a little contrast to the outside, okay? So now this piece, now we're going to move this out of the way. Now, in this card, what I did with the thanks and the stem is I used early espresso, but I'm not going to in this one. I want to use my berry burst. So I'm just going to get my stem here into the berry burst, and I'm just going to place it right there, okay? Just like that. Perfect. Then I'm going to get my thanks. I really could be using my rubber mat or my foam, and I believe I will real quick so that I get a nice stamp. Okay, I should have used it with that. I pressed a little hard with that up here. See, you have to be, let me give you a little tip right now. When things are this thin, you have to be ever so careful that you don't, and I did a little bit, add too much pressure, because it takes that thin line and it spreads it. And that's when you get a little bleed. So it should just be a very quick down and up. Okay, now because we have the buffalo check and it does give us some lines, I'm going to place my thanks right here, and I know I'm straight. Isn't that great? Just like that. Love it. Okay, now this, we're just going to add a dimensional and a full-size dimensional just to the back where everything meets, okay? It kind of helps to hold everything down right there, okay? Just one dimensional. We're almost done with this card, guys. And I wasn't really worried about that bleeding right there because I knew my flower was going to go right on top of it. Isn't that adorable? I love it. Okay, now I get my little pokey tool, and I want to add my rhinestones. We need just a little bit of bling, just a little bit. So I have like my medium ones. Like I said, you know, I think that flower right there would look fantastic. See, I want that in a green. I think that flower would look fantastic if we took even berry burst and did the petals of it, okay? And that in the green here, we just cascade that down just like that. Okay, move my rhinestones out of the way. Please go to stampinginthevalley.com, click on the big blue button, order any and all of your Stampin' Up! Product. Remember, I have the free card kits, the 2 free card kits for ordering $25. Here they are for this month, right here. This is just a $25 order of any type of product. I send you these 2 free card kits. Check out the link below. The other thing is, if you order the ALPINE Adventure, there is a special, exclusive, what I'm calling a Kickstart video to your bundle. And these are the 2 free card kits for that. So with that, you order the ALPINE Adventure, and I send that to your email. Okay, nobody else is getting those videos. They are private, just for people who order the ALPINE Adventure. Okay, now this right here, we're going to take our snail. Very simple, but a very cute, happy card with a Christmas set, guys. I was so happy I found that little flower on Facebook, because I was like, wait, that is just the coolest thing to do with the bulbs. Look at how pretty. Look at how pretty. Just a pretty, pretty card. Isn't that nice? Here's our cards for today with envelopes to match. Thanks again for watching, and happy crafting.